Last December, we explored 3 different Christmas markets: Bratislava, Prague, and my personal favorite, this one in Wrocław, Poland. In this video, we're going to focus solely on the Wrocław Christmas Market. On a few streets leading into the old town, you'll find these entrance gates to the start of the market that lead you to the city squares. The Wrocław Market takes over essentially the entirety of the historic city center. The architecture in the old town is super cute and very quaint, and even in the overcast skies, super colorful. Outside the main cathedral in Rynek Square, you'll find one of the biggest Christmas trees I've seen in my entire life, covered top to bottom in lights and ornaments that are quite deceiving, because even though they look normally sized, they're actually the size of your head. In a neighboring square, you'll find a Christmas-themed funhouse and some other small carnival rides, as well as this talking moose. He seems to be a pretty big hit with everyone, just don't ask me what he's saying. There are also plenty of photo op stations, like Santa's sleigh or a massive mug that you can stand in while holding your regular sized mug. All throughout the market, there are little stalls where you can get some candy fruit or other sweets, or some more substantial things like sausages, pierogies, or paja chleba. Unfortunately, we didn't have enough time to try everything, so in typical fashion, Kathy went for the classics, and I went for things I'd never heard of before. I think this is lard with some sausage, and then I said pickles, but she was like cucumbers, and I was like, okay, well, they're pickled cucumbers. Oh, if it was warmer, it'd be better, but it's really cold out here.
Okay, so what's the
So like 6, it's tasty.
to eat for it being 6?
It's 6 or 7, you know, I'm gonna eat the whole thing. It's still tasty. I just wish it was warmer, but there's not much you can do about that, so. There are plenty of other stalls also selling Christmas decor, or warm clothing like hats and gloves to keep you warm. Even though we already had hats, gloves, and scarves, we were still a little bit cold and decided to warm ourselves up with some Janets, or traditional mulled wine that come in these super cute ceramic mugs in the shape of a little boot.
There are Wrocław mulled wine with the rum, and this is the white wine that I wanted to try. Because I'm trying to get as many different flavors as I can.
These drink stations had other drinks as well, but with how cold it was, we found ourselves frequently opting for a warm drink to get a little bit of feeling back into our hands.
Rum?
Yeah.
The Wrocław way? Yeah.
One underrated thing about the Wrocław Christmas Market compared to the other ones we visited is the amount of tables where you can stop to enjoy all of the delicious food and drink. Since this is a main focus of many of these Christmas markets, you'd think that this would be a common installation, but our experience at other Christmas markets showed us that's not always the case. So we tucked away into a little nook to drink our wine and enjoy our serki góralskie, which is a traditional smoked cheese made of salted sheep milk from the Tatra Mountains region of Poland.
It's very salty. It's like a smoked cheese. I'd say it's like Gouda. I actually like it. It tastes like string cheese.
And because it's December in Poland, the next thing you know, it is getting dark. The sun sets before 4 p.m. every single day in December, which is when all of the lights are lit. The chill is really in the air, and the magic of the Christmas markets really comes to life. Now, while we admire the charm of the market, here are a few tips and tricks for the Wrocław Christmas Market in case you're thinking of making this trip yourself. The Christmas market in Wrocław usually begins in late November and runs until early January. But, as with many Christmas markets, it is closed on December 24th, 25th, and January 1st. So be sure not to make the same mistake we did a few years ago, expecting the Christmas markets to actually be open on Christmas Eve and Christmas Day. Also, while some stalls are card only, others are cash only, so it's worth having both on hand. And even though Poland is in the EU, they still use their local currency of zloty. For example, the deposit for the mugs has to be made with cash. While parts of the Christmas market are open during the day, the magical moments are really after the sun has gone down, when the lights come on the crowds fill in, and everyone is huddled under their little food pavilions with family and friends enjoying the festive spirits. So, if the magic really happens at night, how should you spend your days? Luckily, the rest of the city is also very cute, and I'm actually hoping to come back in the summer sometime to experience this beautiful city in some warmer weather. But even in the cold, there were plenty of places to go and things to see. If you head north towards the river that splits the city north and south, a short walk from Rynek Square, you'll find Hala Targowa, a big farmers market on the southern bank of the river. Crossing the closest bridge to the market and going on one of the islands in the river, you'll find Concordia Design Center, which is a co-working space but also has a cool bar up top and was having a market while we were there where artists were selling their crafts. And while you're walking around town, you can be hunting for the over 800 gnomes hidden around Wrocław. While the first ones were part of an anti-communist movement, the gnomes now represent businesses, professions, and specific locations, and searching for them turns into a citywide treasure hunt for both tourists and locals alike. And every night around Wrocław Cathedral, you can witness a tradition that has been going on every single night since 1846, where the lamplighter comes and lights all 102 lamps around the area. In December, the lamp lighting starts around 4:15 p.m. every single day. While this is my first trip to Wrocław, Kathy has visited before and has a blog that you can read about all of the other things to do in Wrocław, linked in the description below. While I've only been to a handful of Christmas markets, this one in Wrocław easily tops the list as my favorite. For starters, Wrocław itself is super cute, and the market is located in this very historic part of the city. And while there are a lot of people, the market is big enough and has enough stalls that you never find yourself pushing through crowds or waiting in super long lines. Plus, of the Christmas markets we visited, this is the only one that has these cute little ceramic mugs you get to take home as a souvenir. The food was great, the price is reasonable, and while there are some tourists, it honestly feels like a market that is still largely attended by locals. So if this sounds like a fun trip to you, and you also want to visit the Christmas markets in Bratislava and Prague, be sure to check out those videos that I made, linked in the description as well. And if you're still looking for other things to do around Wrocław, here's a small list of other things to see. Thanks for watching, and we'll catch you in the next one.